Big new update is hitting the SaberSim app on April 19th of 2024. My name's Jordan. I'm the head coach here at SaberSim. Let's dive into the app and talk about some of these awesome new features. Saving your build settings to SaberSim got a bit of an improvement, as well as a new social sharing feature that I want to show off here. So within the SaberSim app, if you save your build settings here, so we'll go ahead and just click save and give this a quick name here. This will now also save any active player filters or lineup rules that you have here. In the past, that was really only saving the information that you see right here. This now also saves those other components here, making it easier to bring back certain rules or lineup filters that you want to use in the future. But you can now also share these build settings with other SaberSim users, or import a different set of build settings from a different other SaberSim user that has shared their settings with you using a unique code. So here's how it works. With this share icon here in the upper right, you can click that, and there'll be two tabs here in this pop-up, share and load. You will only see the share icon enabled if you do have a set of build settings saved, so that is something to check here. But with the share, I'll get this unique code here where I can go ahead and copy this to my clipboard and share this in Discord or with other users that I know use SaberSim, or if I'm talking about a particular rule that I've been using a lot lately that other people want to try out, I can share that with other users. And if you have a unique code that somebody else has shared with you, you can pop that into the load tab here, paste in that code here, confirm it, and you'll get a new set of the build settings that show up as an option in the drop down for you there. I'm going to go ahead and share my unique code into the description of this video if you want to check it out and try for yourself. And we recommend sharing codes with other users in our Discord server, kicking around ideas of different lineup constructions or different build settings you can use to build better lineups in different sports. Now, another awesome feature is the all-new notification center, which is tucked into the upper right here in the app with the bell icon. One thing to note, the notifications are currently only available for Ultimate subscribers, but the notification center is a way to see what is happening in your slates all across the different SaberSim app all at once. So as players are ruled out, if they exist in your entries file in any given slate that you're currently playing with SaberSim, they will show up in your notification center, letting you know that that player has been ruled out. This is also enabled for browser notifications in general. So if your notification center is set to allow notifications here, we have that turned on. Your browser will ping you and send you a notification first asking if you accept notifications from SaberSim.com. And if you do, you'll get those notifications popping up in your browser, even if you're working on other things. So if you've built your MLB lineups for a given night, and it turns out somebody gets late scratched at the last second, SaberSim will send you a notification to check back on your slates, let you know that you have that player in some of your entries and to get them out of your lineups. The all-new notification center is also enabled for mobile notifications. You can get now push notifications sent directly to your mobile device if these notifications are turned on in the SaberSim app. To do that, you do have to install the SaberSim website as an application to your phone. I'm linking a video in the description of this one that shows you how to do that, but it's pretty straightforward in your mobile browser on your phone. You'll just want to install the SaberSim website as an app. Again, there's a video in the description of this one that will show you how to get that all set up so you can get those notifications sent directly to your phone. Now, the way the notification center is set up at the moment is you will get a notification sent to you if you have a player whose status has changed to out in any of your lineups in an entries file that is currently loaded on SaberSim. So as always, this is only true of entries files that we have stored on SaberSim. We don't know necessarily what are your actual lineups on DraftKings or FanDuel if you've made additional changes there, but this is up to date with whatever you have on SaberSim. You'll tend to get the notifications just seconds after the player's status has changed, so it's in essentially real time. One other thing to note is at the moment, if a player's projection goes to 0 on NBA or MLB, we will also send you a notification there, just so you're not missing situations where a player was expected to be in the lineup in baseball and is since not in the lineup, but isn't actually ruled out of the game. Those are typically players that you also want to make sure are removed. We will send those types of notifications for NBA and MLB. For all other sports, it is just if a player actually gets ruled completely out of the game that we will send that notification. But it is an awesome new feature to make sure you're just staying up to speed with what's going on in your lineups. Sometimes it can be a bit tedious to constantly be checking back in to make sure nothing's changed as different locks are approaching for different sports and sites. The SaberSim Notification Center will keep you up to speed with everything you're playing on every site, every sport for that day. Now, another awesome new feature coming to the app with this update is the ability to pin columns to your home screen. So if you take a column that has data that is particularly useful to you, say the value column, and drag it over to the far left of the screen, you'll see this option with the pin icon show up. If I drop that here, that will put the value column right next to the player names column, and that column will now be pinned on my SaberSim app. So as I'm scrolling across, that information is always available for me over there on the left-hand side. I can take additional columns here and pin those as well. So now I'm getting the adjusted ownership and the value column here that are constantly accessible for me, especially if you have a very widescreen monitor. This can be really useful to make sure all of the data is always in your field of view, no matter what you're doing with your lineups. Now, we also pushed some big quality of life improvements to the contest sim workflow. There's a few improvements here. The first thing is that there's no longer a loading message that pops up when you kick off a contest sim. So you can see here, my contest sim is currently running, but I'm still free to do other things in the app, look at different data, look at my lineups. The loading screen has since been removed. We're also now running contest sims here in a bit different way, especially if you have multiple contest sims running. So you will start to see some data show up for some of your contest sims if you're running a bunch of them at once before all of the contest sims are complete. You no longer have to wait for every single one of your contest sims to complete to start seeing some of the metrics that are coming out of the first ones to complete. And finally, we've improved the stability and speed of our contest sims overall. You should see less frequent errors when you're running contest sims, and your contest sims should generally be completing a bit faster. Now, as always, these big feature improvements came along with a host of bug fixes and other improvements to the SaberSim app that should improve the power, speed, and control you have when you're getting your lineups ready on SaberSim. If you have any other questions about these big new updates, you can always reach out in our Discord server or by emailing us at support@sabersim.com. And if you'd like to sign up for a free 5-day trial, check out our site, sabersim.com. In the meantime, enjoy these big new features. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.